We will we'll try to start on time. Thank you very much for being here for the 10th edition of Apidays Melbourne, actually Apidays Australia. We used to be in Sydney, Melbourne, so we're really glad to be here in Melbourne again. So a few things before we start. So the event will be sold out. You will see it will be packed in this room and packed in other rooms. So actually, who was there last year? Okay, some people were there last year. So last year we had one large room of 500 seats, but because it takes 1 hour and a half to split it, so we decided provisioning is hard, right? So what did we do? We are streaming on the other side in different rooms, right? When you don't have the capacity, either you copy, you batch, or you stream, right? So this is what we did for that. So we're a conference on APIs and architecture, and we try to implement the lessons there. So first, before starting, I really want to start with the acknowledgement of country. So here at Apidays, we acknowledge the traditional custodian of country throughout Australia and their connections to land, sea, and community. We pay our respect to their elders, past and present, and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples today. So Apidays is about connecting humans together, connecting humans behind interfaces, the humans behind APIs, right? So to warm up a little bit the day, I will ask you to do a quick exercise. Because APIs is for networking, for learning, and meeting new people, I will ask you to talk to your left neighbor and right neighbor for 20 seconds. Can we do that? Let's do that, right? Yeah, you can do. Perfect. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Some of you have cheated, right? You were between colleagues. I've seen you, right? I've seen you, but no worries. So it will be 2 days of course, mindful connections, but we wanted to warm the day with at least two new ones. Few things about Apidays. So Apidays is a series of conferences running in 10 different countries. We are here in Australia, but we are in different continents. The main one is in Paris, the original one that we started 13 years ago. But 10 years ago, Saul Kaganov, who is not here today, but here tomorrow, I started the conference series here. So yeah, we really want to thank him for making that happen. So thank you, Saul, for that. So it's more than 80 events, past 100,000 attendees, and community members of 300,000 people. So really thank you for being part of the community. For the people joining, front seats are available, and when the room is full, the door will close and they will be streaming in the other rooms, right? Just to let you know. So 3 initiatives I want to talk about. We designed the API industry landscape. So it's 2,500 tools, open source or products that we try to map on a big cartography to help decision makers to navigate into the landscape. If you look for API gateways, AI gateways, API documentation tools, API specification testing platforms, actually you can go and we have different sections there. Like every printed landscape, when you print it, it's obsolete. But what you can do is tell us where it's obsolete. If you think companies or projects should be in other places, then we'll love to update it. You have a printed version at the entrance of the event, right? And you can have a live and web version with a search engine on api-landscape.apiscene.ai. The second initiative I want to talk about is the Women in API community. right? So we'll have a Women in API breakfast during the conference, but the goal is really to help people being seen and being heard in the public domain, especially female engineers or female architects or female designers or whatever skills they have, and also to be let's say to have them more accepted at conferences, Apidays, but others, to get confidence on stage, and because most of the time they're highly skilled, but they don't apply to conferences, so we try to really help that this coaching moment together. So about membership, so started in 2020, thanks to Claire Barrett, about 30 members, and now we're more than 1,200 members, 62 countries represented, and we do online events like Get Connecting or in-person events there, right? So if you're interested by women in APIs, you can reach us, or you can go to the breakfast tomorrow morning. Last initiative I want to share is the API Masters. So it's an initiative we run online. Some of our speakers are book authors or extremely skilled, and they try to teach classes. Most of them are free. Some some have a fee associated with it, but you get a certification that enables you to actually be recognized as a skilled professionals, right? APImasters.io. Okay, so Apidays Australia, this is coming. Platforms, product, and people, the power of APIs in the age of AI, right? So of course, APIs has been a term for the last 15 years that has been, let's say, fancy again, but AI is really the topic that matters. So the theme of the conference is like how we can build, ship, deploy, monitor, manage, version APIs for AI use cases. So what we will have during the 2 days, we will have, of course, the keynotes, and in a few minutes, we will have 4 tracks today, right? Digital transformation, security, identity, lifecycle management, Kubernetes user group, right? And it will be workshops this morning. It will be demos or sponsor workshops. So it will be like sessions about tools that actually work. So you can see them live. In the afternoon, we will have talks about feedbacks from the field and stories, right? So this is how it works. And tomorrow we have 5 tracks on API strategy and AI use cases, API management for AI GenAI, API testing and monitoring, API design and documentation, and AI and AX, like agent experience, like how to build interface, MCP servers that agent will love, right? Of course, lunch and tracks during the afternoon. 2 things before we start. The rule of 2 feet. If you feel you try to go to a talk and it's not the talk you expected to, it's fine to take your 2 feet and go in another room, right? No offense, nobody will be offended by that. That's the rule of 2 feet. So don't hesitate to use the rule of 2 feet and apply it. So we have 4 or 5 tracks every day, but there is actually a 6th track. Do you know where it is? The hallway. Of course, the hallway. So it will be the last moment. It will be so empty on photo here, but the hallway is also where things happen. So don't hesitate also to hang out or to stay and mix and mingle in the hallway. So if you are still a social media person in 2025, you can use the hashtag Apidays Melbourne on whatever social network, professional, personal, whatever, and you can mention it at Apidays Global. In most of the social networks, we are at Apidays Global. Just for the people stand up, there's approximately enough seats in the front row, so don't hesitate to come. It will be the last reasonable moment to come there. We want to thank our sponsors that makes this event possible, especially our platinum sponsor across the year, which is Boomi. We want to thank also our gold sponsors, MuleSoft, Datadog, Postman, IBM, F5 Security, Deloitte, Kong, and Akamai. The silver sponsors and the bronze sponsors and community that also make the event happen. So we really want to thank them. We believe they're part of the industry, that most of them are solutions that are actually solve problems that you may have. So don't hesitate to talk to them and see if the solution they have actually solve the problem you have, right? So at Apidays, this is a joke I've made for the last 13 years, right? So I would try to do that every time, but the only place you're allowed to use soap is in the restroom. I don't know how long it will still be funny, or at least have a smile, but at least it still works 13 years later. So and that's the rule we try to enforce. It's time for the keynotes. Thank you very much, and I would love to have our first speaker on the keynote stage. And let's have a warm applause for him. Thank you very much.